Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will discuss the networks theorem, in which we will start with the first theorem. The name of the theorem is reciprocity theorem. Okay. So you can see I have written the statement of the reciprocity theorem. So in this lecture, we first understood what is mean by the reciprocity theorem, and after that we will solve one example uh, to understand the reciprocity theorem very clearly. Fine. So if you see that I have written here the definition, or we can say statement of reciprocity theorem, which says that in a linear bilateral network, okay, so if the network is consist of linear and bilateral. Now what is mean by linear and bilateral? The linear means the circuit consists of linear elements, so resistance, inductance and capacitance. These are called as the linear element, means whose characteristics are constant with respect to the time, so that is called as linear. And bilateral network means the current does not change uh, by changing the voltage polarity, so we will say that it is bilateral. So linear bilateral means it has containing resistance, inductance and capacitance. The most important point here is the second one, containing the single independent energy sources. Okay, so we have studied the independent energy sources. So there are two types of sources, voltage source or current source. So circuit should contain only one source. It may be voltage source or it may be the current source. Okay, now I have considered two diagrams here, the figure 1 and figure 2. So I will be explaining that in a linear bilateral network containing single independent energy sources, the voltage source connected across the pair of terminal AB. You can see that at this terminal A and B, I have connected one voltage source. Fine. And an ammeter of equal impedance is connected across the pair of terminal CD. So this terminal is C and this terminal is D, and between this terminal I have connected the ammeter, and we know that the function of ammeter is to measure the current. So we will be find out this current I by using this ammeter. Okay, then what the theorem is that if we interchange the position of these two, which two, the voltage source and current source, the ammeter reading does not change, means the value of current does not change. Okay, so you can see that in figure 1 I have connected the across terminal AB a voltage source and across terminal CD a ammeter. Okay, and in similarly you can see in figure 2 I have interchanged the position of voltage source and ammeter. You can see that now at terminal AB we have ammeter. Fine. And at terminal CD now we have the voltage source. Fine. So what happened, what the theorem is that after changing the position of the voltage source and ammeter, this current I will be same in both the cases. Then we will say that this reciprocity theorem is verified, or your circuit is a reciprocal, okay, or your network is a reciprocal. Fine. Now this theorem can be also explained in other words. You can see that this is the voltage source. Okay, so this is the source and this is called as the excitation. Okay, this is called as the excitation. So this voltage source is called as excitation. Now when the voltage is applied in this network, there is a flow of current I, and this I is actually called as the response. Fine, this I is called as the response. Okay, so A and B there is a excitation, and at C and D there is a response. What the theorem is says that in a linear bilateral network, the ratio of excitation to the response is constant. Okay, what I have said that the ratio of excitation and the response is constant when we have interchanged the position of response and excitation. So this will be your response. Fine. And this will be your excitation. So you can see that I have changed the response as well as the excitation, and now it will be response by excitation. Fine. So when you find out the answer of this, your answer will be constant, or you will get the same answer. Okay, so in that way we have to verify the reciprocity. Understand this topic more clearly. I will solve one numerical based on that. Fine. So I will consider one example, and by using that example, I will again tell you the basic concept of the reciprocity theorem. Fine. Okay. So to understand the reciprocity theorem, I have taken one example. Okay, you can see that this example, this consists of, in this network there consist of one voltage source is there and their resistance are there, and what they have asked, calculate the current I. The current I means the current flowing in 6 ohm resistance. Okay, and verify reciprocity theorem for the network structure. Okay, so there are two aims here. The first is that we have to find out this value of current I. Okay, and the second is that we have to verify the reciprocity theorem. Okay, for this network soon, you can see that this network is given here. This is very simple network. You can see that this network is linear and bilateral because it has the resistances here, and it has only single independent energy source. Which source they have given? They have given the voltage source. Okay, so we will be first calculating the values of current here, and then we will verify the reciprocity. Okay, so in the first step, what we will do, calculate value of current I. Okay, in the first step, we will be calculate the value of this current I which is flowing through this 6 ohm resistance. Okay, so for that, which method we will use? I use the mesh analysis. Okay, so for that, we know the steps of mesh analysis. First, identify the how many mesh are there. If you observe that there are two mesh, so this is the first mesh, this is the second. Now after that, I will assume the current. So current in the first mesh is I1 and current in the second mesh is I2. Okay, now you can see that this I2 and this I are same. Okay, so our aim is to find out the I2 here only. No need to calculate I1. Okay, so I will be calculate in the first step the value of current I. So I will be writing here, let current I1 and I2 be the mesh current. Okay, so this we have assumed and I have marked in the network. Okay, I1 is the current flowing in mesh 1 and I2 is the current flowing in mesh 2. Okay, then write the mesh matrices directly. Okay, so as you can see that there are two mesh, so size of matrices is 2 by 2. Fine, size of matrices is 2 by 2, and this matrix is the current matrix, and last equal to is the voltage matrix. Right, so there are four elements here. Okay, because the size of matrix is 2 by 2. The size of matrices is 2 by 2, so there will be the four elements. Okay, so you can see that this is my mesh number 1, this is mesh number 2, this is mesh 1, and this is mesh 2. So now just enter the values. Okay, so what will be the this term? This is the Z11. So Z11 means the sum of all the element present here in the first mesh. You can see that there is 5 in the mesh 1 and there is a 10. So this is 5 plus 10. This is Z12, the element present between 1 and 2. So you can say that in between 1 and 2, which element is present? 10. So this answer is minus 10, as this is the non-diagonal. Similarly, this is also minus 10. This is Z22, the sum of the element present in mesh 2. So there are three elements, 10, 4, 6. So it is 10 plus 4 plus 6. So this method is called as the direct inspection method of writing the mesh equation. Fine. Here we have a current. So in the mesh 1 we have which current? I1, and in the mesh 2 we have current I2. Now this is the voltage matrix. So in the mesh 1 there is one voltage source. So what is the value of that? 20. Because when you follow this clockwise direction, negative will become positive, so it is plus 20, and there is no voltage source in the second mesh, so this answer is equal to 0. Right, so we have written the mesh matrices here. Okay, so what will be that? It is 15 minus 10 minus 10, and this will be 20. Okay, this is I1, I2, and this last matrices is 20 and 0, right? Now what is our aim? Our aim is to find out the current I, and if you see this network, your current I is equal to I2. So our aim is to find out the I2 here. Okay, so for that I will apply the Cramer's rule. Okay, so by Cramer's rule, we have studied the Cramer's rule. According to the Cramer's rule, your I2 is equal to delta 2 by delta. Okay, so how you get delta 2? Just replace this voltage matrix with the second column of this impedance matrix. So this is 15 minus 10. This will be 20. This will be 0. Okay, divided by delta, and I have told you that this is the delta matrix. So if you write that delta matrix, 15 minus 10 minus 10, 20. Okay, now solve this determinant and you will get the values of I2 here. So I2 will be, I will solve 15 into 0. Okay, solve the determinant, minus 20 into minus 10 divided by 15 into 20 minus 10 into minus 10. Fine. So this value of I2 is come out to be, this will be 0, this will be 20 into 10 and plus, so it is 200, this will be 300, this will be minus 100, so it is 200 by 200. Fine. So value of the current I2 is come out to be 1 ampere. But our aim is to find out the values of I. And if you see the network, your I2 is same as I. So we can write the next point here. From network, your I2 is equal to I. Hence, we got the first answer that the values of current I is equal to 1 ampere. So in that way, we have to solve the first part. Okay, so just simply I have applied the mesh analysis and find out the answer of this question. Right now, tell me, hello. So similarly, after that, in the second part, they have asked verify the reciprocity theorem. Okay. Now, when we have to verify the reciprocity theorem, what we have to do? We have to interchange the position of this voltage source, this 20-volt voltage source, okay, and this current I, okay, and then find out the values of current I. If I get the same values of current I, that means 1 ampere, we will say that our theorem is verified. Okay, so I will be doing in the second step is that interchange position of 20-volt source and current I. Right? What we have to do? We have to interchange the position of I. Okay, so we have to interchange the position of these two, and we will draw the circuit. Okay, so there the resistance will be same. Okay, so I will draw the circuit. So now here we will get the voltage source, right? And here there is a current. So we have interchanged the position of this voltage source. Okay, so this will be plus minus 20 volt. So come here, and this current will come here. Now this is 6, this is 10, I think this is 4, Okay, this is 4, this is 5, right? Okay, so after interchanging the position of this 20-volt source and current, I will get this type of network where I have interchanged this 20-volt source, okay, with this current I, right? Now our aim is to find out this value of the current. So repeat the procedure of the step 1, means we will apply mesh analysis. Okay, so how many mesh are there? 2. So this is the first mesh, this is the second. Now I will consider this is the first because voltage source is here. Okay, so here the current is I1 because the current is flow from positive to negative, and here the current is I2. Okay, so again you can see that your I2 is same as I, so our aim is same to find out the current is I2. Okay, so what we have assumed, let I1 and I2 be the mesh currents. Okay, so write down the mesh matrices here. Again the size of matrices is 2 by 2 because it has only 2 mesh. Okay, here current is I1, here current is I2. This is the voltage current matrix, and here we have a voltage matrix. Okay, so you can see that in the first, okay, when you follow this direction, so it is again plus 20, and in the second mesh there is no voltage source, so I can write this will be 0. Okay, so as you can see that there are 2 mesh, so size of matrix is 2 by 2, so there are 4 elements. Okay, like this. So this will be the first mesh, second one, this is the first mesh, this will be the second. Now find out this element. This is the element where the sum of the element present in mesh 1. So here it has 6, 4 and 10. Okay, so I will note down here 6, 6 plus 4 plus 10. This element 1 and 2, the element between 1 and 2 is this resistance. Okay, and as it is a non-diagonal, it is minus 10. This is again minus 10. And what is the sum of element in mesh 2? It is 10 plus 5. So it is 10 plus 5. Now sum all this. So this will be 20. This is minus 10. This is minus 10. This is 15. Fine. This value is I1, I2, and here we have 20 and 0. Fine. Now what is our aim? Our aim is to find out this current I, and if you see the network, this current I is same as I2. So our aim is to find out this current I2. Okay, so for that I will apply the Cramer's rule. Okay, so by Cramer's rule, so what will be the values of I2? I2 is equal to simply delta 2 by delta. Fine. So how you get the delta 2? Replace this voltage matrix in the second column of the impedance matrix. Okay. So I will get that answer. So it is 20 minus 10. This will be 20. Sorry. This will be 20 and this will be 0. Fine. So this is your delta 2. And what is the delta? Delta is this matrix. So it is 20 minus 10 minus 10, 15. Now just solve this determinant and you will get your answer I2. So it is 20 into 0 minus 20 into minus 10 divided by 20 into 15 minus minus 10 into minus 10. Right? Now if you solve this I2, this will come out to be 200. Yes, this will be 300 minus 100. So it is 200 upon 200. This is 200 upon 200. So what is the value of I2? Your value of I2 is come out to be 1 ampere. Okay, but we are interested in value of I, and you can see that from network your I2 is same as I. Okay, so I will write the next step. From network your I2 is your I2 is equal to I. Okay, so your I is come out to be 1 ampere, right? And I will give this as a some equation number 2 because we already find out equation 1. Okay, so this will be equation 1. Okay, so you can see that we have find out this current I without interchanging the voltage source and current. There we get the current as 1 ampere. And in the second step, what we have done, we have interchanged the position of 20 volt source and current I, and we have find out the current I, which is again 2 ampere. So in both the cases, value of current is same. Hence, we can conclude that the reciprocity theorem is verified. Okay, so we will write the last statement. From equation 1 and 2, okay, we conclude that reciprocity theorem is verified.